Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. For the last 2 seasons, we haven't been able to travel into Canada because of the COVID restrictions. Well, now with the travel ban lifted, we recently got a chance to visit with our friend and pro staffer, Kolbi Bogdan. Now, Brian and his wife, Alyssa, operate Wekusko Falls Lodge in Northern Manitoba. So recently, Brian and I got a chance to get out on the ice and target some walleyes. What was probably more impressive on this trip is we also got a chance to eavesdrop on his 2 young daughters, Kolbi and Kylie. Now at age 9 and 11, these 2 are far from seasoned ice fishing veterans, but you'd never know it by watching these 2. Let's travel to Northern Manitoba and check it out.
There's a fish down there. He's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up. Eats it on the drop.
Right away. Were you down a total of 5 seconds?
Not even. He saw it coming as it was falling down and totally ate it on the drop. Just got those tinglers with just a tiny piece of minnow tail. And not a terrible walleye.
Oh, that's a pretty good walleye.
Yeah.
Look at that. Nice.
Good way to start.
Absolutely.
On these really cold days, you never know how deep they're actually going to be running. And we're set up in 28, 29 feet here, and it's an absolute blast when you're catching fish in the cold, but staying warm.
That's right. Now what Brian's talking about today is we've got some bitterly cold temperatures here in Northern Manitoba. We're fishing with Brian and Alyssa Bogdan here in Wekusko Falls Lodge, and today I think when we went out, what did we have, 30 some below zero today?
It was 36 below in the morning.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible conditions here, that's for sure. It's a beautiful bluebird sunny day out, but it's bitterly cold. And one of the things that we talk about a lot, now we could probably handle it outside in today's weather. It wouldn't be a whole lot of fun, but you know what we do is we automatically pop up the otter, throw a heater in, because the other thing you need to consider, other than your hands and your face and so on, is the survival of these fish. In these kind of temperatures, Brian, we've probably got what, just a few seconds of these fish out of the water?
Yeah, if you're outside, you're looking at 3 seconds and they're going to start filming already and on over top of their eyes, glazing over, and that's the last thing you want to do is hurt fish.
That's right. So that's one of the things that we're always conscious about, and you know, really we need to be careful about is those eyes and those fish freeze almost instantly in these kind of temperatures. So we did the smart thing, even though we want to be fishing outside. Again, bluebird sunny day, beautiful here in Wekusko Falls, Manitoba, but it's a lot smarter to throw the otter up, and I tell you what, it's a whole lot more comfortable in here too. We've got the heater on, it's nice and warm, no gloves on, so we're going to hunker down here on Wekusko Lake, Wekusko Falls, Manitoba. We're going to see what we can find for some of these walleyes that are cruising some of these shallow breaks. Now, for those of you that have watched the show for years, you certainly recognize Kolbi Bogdan. He's been a big part of our pro staff over the last few years, and he and his wife Alyssa own Wekusko Falls Lodge in Northern Manitoba. Now, what's interesting, Brian's passing on some of this fishing savvy to his 2 young daughters. So, Brian, tell us a little bit about Kylie and Kolbi and what's going on with these 2.
Well, they are definitely busy kids like everybody else's kids when they're that age, 11 and 9, and just had their birthdays, and they are absolutely ecstatic about finally getting on the ice. We've had a really strange freeze up this year, and it's been taking way longer than normal, but let me tell you, these 2 are fishing machines.
They really are. You know, I've had the pleasure to watch these girls grow up literally here in Northern Manitoba, and the fish that they've caught already at 9 and 11, I mean, yeah. I think both of them have had over 31-inch walleyes.
Yeah,
is that
31 and a half and 31 and a quarter. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's our dream, right?
Yeah.
To have a 30-inch plus fish, and these 2 girls at 9 and 11 already each have one. Big pike, they've also caught big pike.
Kylie's got a 45 and a quarter, and Kolbi's got a 42. We have, that's funny, is both those are their PBs for pike, and both the photos are, both of them are holding the fish at the same time because they're so long. So yeah.
Well, it's kind of cool. Now, these girls are really specialists on doing it themselves, and they take a lot of pride in doing it themselves. So a couple days ago, we had an opportunity to kind of observe as these two girls set up their own otter, hopped inside, and decided to target walleye and burbot. So let's take a look at what Kylie and Kolbi were doing just a couple days ago here in northern Manitoba.
We just got the rod set up and there's already a fish. Oh, I'll remember to keep the rod down. There, small guy. Small guy. Keep it off the ice. Just a little small guy. So we just got ice fishing, and we just set up, and then we looked on the graph, and there was already a fish biting it. So we just reeled it up, and now we got a fish. Pretty tiny, but it's a start. There he goes. Oh. What kind of fish do you think it's gonna be, Kolbi?
It's definitely small. That's what I know.
Do you think it's gonna be a
It's
perch or a
jiggly.
walleye?
I have no clue. It might be a perch or a walleye.
Whoa!
What the heck happened there? Can you grab the fish?
Yeah, somebody grab the fish. He's stuck in the hole.
I'm not putting my hand in the water.
You gotta grab it, Kolbi.
No!
Let's do it.
You do it.
Just grab him. The sooner you grab him, the quicker it's done. There. Oh.
Nice big walleye. So first it was starting jiggling, and then it was getting really light, and then it got harder and it got light again, and it got really light, but apparently this fish is really weak. So I'm just gonna grab the tail and then face first and let it go. Like that.
Both these girls have started fishing at a really young age, and I've been a firm believer in kids using spin casters. We see kids all the time do more than we think that they can. So at the age of 4, they had to use a spinning reel. It was no longer allowed to use the Dora button rod. It was no longer allowed in the boat or on the dock. They had to figure it out, and it only takes a couple quick little sessions of time with them, and they got it and doing long bombs and having all sorts of fun. And with that, we've been able to just carry on and come into do expeditions like this. We had an 11-kilometer snowmobile ride, and it's super cold out. So one of the things we did was make sure that they came out in the truck, not in all their winter gear, because the last thing you want to do is sweat up before you get out there, because you are going to freeze if you're already starting cool. Another thing that we've always made sure that we have is a lot of the hot hands. You gotta have those. Kids' fingers and toes get cold so much quicker than ours as adults, and so you gotta make sure that they're comfortable out there, or your experience is not gonna be a positive one, and they're not gonna wanna come back out fishing if all they can remember is how cold they were.
Oh, yeah?
I just caught a fish like 5 seconds ago, and I just got another one.
Wait,
He's
is this
harder
the pink
than
or
most of
orange
the other
one? They
ones,
asked
but he
for the
might
pink.
probably will be a walleye. He's light. Well, at first I saw that a fish was chasing me, but then it went away, and then like a couple seconds later I felt the rod bend and it got heavier, so I knew to start setting it and reeling it up. So then I could feel by the weight that it was a walleye, because walleyes pull more, and they're more tougher and strong.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Cold Nation Outdoors and Mountain Dew.
Got one. Here we go. This one's not that big though. It's not the one on the camera. Come on. Oh. He's not that big, but he's putting up a fight. Come on. Here he is. The big one, Dad. Dad, help me,
No,
please.
you get it.
No, like seriously.
Put your hand under the gill.
I'm scared it's gonna cut me. Dad, it's not wanting to.
Just
see? Strap its belly. I can't. It's that big. Oh! Look at that guy! Holy, this is bigger than I expected. Look at this big guy. Should we measure him? So, he is about pretty much 25 inches. So that's 25 inches. And obviously we gotta throw it back. He's too big to eat. Pretty fat for a walleye. Okay, it's time to release this fella. I'm being careful not to just let him go because we need to let him kick himself. He'll know when he's ready. So you just put his head in the water and he'll kick when he's ready. Ready? 1, 2, 3. He's trying to get. He left. We're good. Hi, Kolbi. You're waving at me, so I'm waving back.
And another major key point that a lot of people, I think, forget is, as adults, we put so much into gear. We invest in ourselves, and our kids might not have the same amount of quality gear that we have. So one thing I always like to try to do is dress myself down. And what I mean is that, why make sure that I am dressing about the same that they are? If they're wearing tights or jogging pants underneath their bibs, then I'm just going to wear jeans, and it's going to allow me to really tell what kind of temperature they're actually going to be. If I'm getting cold, then I know that they're getting cold as well. So that's just something to always keep in mind, that always try to dress the same as them, as that will really dictate how much longer you can stay out on the ice. And we got another little burbot. This has just been the fun of the, my kids have never seen a lot of burbot before. We've caught some when we're trout fishing, and it's pretty comical when you listen to them. They're like, "Oh, look at the thing is like bent like that." Well, they're all bent like that, every single one of them. they come up bent like they've been broken or something, but they're not. Cool little fish. I'm very blessed and have some great gear myself. I've got a Strike Master Pro suit, and my kids also have their own Strike Master suits. And another key thing is making sure they have their towel. They each have a Strike Master towel. Keeping their hands dry and having that fish slime off just keeps them that much more comfortable and that much more willing to stay out here and grind it out with me.
As soon as I pick up one line, the other one always seems to just pick up the fish. Oh, Kolbi, pick up my rod. I got a skinny one. Kolbi, it has a fish.
This
Yes.
does not have a fish.
Oh, no.
Does not feel like it has a fish.
Double fish.
In my rod, but it doesn't have
it's
a
in my
fish.
face. You can't help it. It's
Oh,
on
no.
my face.
No.
It's okay. He's stuck in the hole, Kolbi.
My arm is freezing cold. Holy cow.
That was cold. Oh. Hate it when you're just trying to get it
How
out.
big's yours?
All you want to do is flop.
How big's yours?
I got the first one.
Oh my.
Okay. Well, we just caught. I caught a fish because as you saw in the video, I was doing that one, and then that one went down, and then I was reeling that one. That one went down. So I'm yelling at Kolbi to pick up the rod, and she doesn't believe me, like she told
And
me.
then I finally pick up
And then
the
she
rod.
finally picked it up. So, and then I caught the fish, and then she caught the fish. Now we did double power.
So the number 2 thing that I'm always concerned about is what to do to pass the time. Now, you could come out and just have a miracle bite and that's what everybody will remember, or you can sometimes have some slow periods or some dull periods. And the best thing to do is making sure you keep them entertained between those bites. Now, one main thing we like to do is run our Markhams so that the kids can watch something. It's just like a video game to them, but it's real life. So I'm all for those types of video games. The next thing that we like to do is snacks, and you can never have too many snacks when you got kids. It's just, they just keep on eating. When they're bored, it's okay, because they're burning the energy when they're out here, that's for sure.
The line just went all the way up to the surface. And my bait's probably gone.
I'll tell you if the deadline goes down.
Exactly what I said. Bait's probably gone.
And another burbot.
Hey, why do we keep having burbits?
Because they're
It's
coming around.
annoying.
It's muddy.
Yep.
Great. Okay.
I haven't got a single piece of mud on me yet.
I didn't notice that. Oh, mine's going off. Kolbi.
Ugh, pretend I never did that.
It looked like a big one. Might be like.
It does not feel like a big one.
Yeah, it didn't for my
It's
25
never
inch, but it's big. So.
Maybe it's weak.
Okay. Move that out of the way.
Yours is deep. Mine's like not like this.
It's another burbot.
Okay, and it's coming up, and it's fat.
How big is
and big.
And muddy. Good
Yes.
for you.
Great, the first muddy burbot. An actually big burbot. Open up.
Bye. I'm gonna watch it go.
Burbot never open their mouths.
Get it. Where is it? Where's your rod?
Big burbot.
Oh, that is big. I just didn't know.
So one of the largest factors you have to remember is to make sure you have fun. Without having fun, those kids are going to pick up on it and they're going to be just as frustrated as you are. So you got to get excited, you got to be enthused, you got to be willing to make it through the low points to get to the high points. And as long as you're having fun, they'll have fun. And that's what it's about. It's about having time with your kids, having time with your family, and making those memories. And the more you do it, of course, the more memories you're going to make, and the better chance of a great one coming out of those that are those lifelong core memories. And I'm just hoping that's something that I've been able to provide for my kids.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Markham Technologies and Venom Outdoors.
What an incredible job these two young ladies do out on the ice. Now, it doesn't hurt to have Brian Bogdan as your dad and mentor, and growing up at a fishing resort in Northern Manitoba probably doesn't hurt either. But these two definitely have a big future out on the ice. And we hope that you'll join us again here next week, when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the U.S., around Canada, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Otter and PK Lures.
Don't look at the camera.
You gotta be quiet. No talking.
What happened?
Oh,
Just wait a moment. Pause for a moment of grief.
Oh, I got a fish and it's out. I told you.
Don't let that put that in.
Because I'm cute.
Oh my gosh! And it's gone! Well, this is what bloopers are for.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Ice Force by Rapala and Strike Master.